I call this meeting to order. Time is 6:33. My bad. I call this meeting oh man, I am off today. I call this regular meeting of the Edcouch Chelsea Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, and we are meeting in the administration building boardroom at 920 West Santa Rosa, Edcouch, Texas. Roll call.
Yes, sir. Norma Mega Peña.
Here.
Fernando Torres Jr.
Here.
Ashley Vasquez.
Here.
Juan Jose Ibarra.
Here.
Dr. Ricardo A. Ochoa.
Here.
Cecilia Targuma.
Here.
And Rolando Lozano.
Here. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act. Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have any?
For the Pledge of Allegiance this evening, we have, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Emily Ortega, an ambitious 11-year-old sixth grader from PFC David Ibarra Fine Arts Academy. Emily has big dreams of becoming a business owner, inspired by her fifth grade GT project, where she built a business from the ground up, complete with her own logo design and business plan for a jewelry store. She's grateful for the support of ACE, which has fueled her entrepreneurial spirit by showing her the value of services that help businesses succeed. Emily's favorite class is mariachi, which she says represents everything great about Edcouch Chelsea. Mariachi Juvenil Azteca represents the Edcouch Chelsea spirit she proudly shares. When asked what Go for the Gold means to her, Emily says it's all about giving 100% effort and putting your best foot forward. With the unwavering support of her parents, Stacy and Jacob Ortega, Emily is already on her way to being a shining, bright future leader. Keep an eye on this rising star as she's just getting started. Will everyone please stand as Emily leads us for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you so much. The invocation, Ms. Rocha.
Heavenly Father, this evening we come to pray for Mark. Heavenly Father, that you've given us another opportunity to gather near your mighty presence. Heavenly Father, as we start this new year 2025, we ask you to bless us as you've always done. Give us an abundance, safety for our students and our staff, keep all of us in good health. And Heavenly Father, we ask that you guide our leaders and our board of trustees as they come together to make the best family decisions for our district. And Heavenly Father, we give you all the praise and glory that you truly deserve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Any comments from the public?
Mr. President, we'll get to the picture with the young man.
Yes.
Oh, let's do that, yeah.
Good save, you know.
Over here. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, and release. Got it.
Thank you so much.
If her parents are here, would you please stand to be recognized, and her principal?
Comments from the public?
No comments.
No comments. Next item is recognitions. Recognition of the Edcouch Chelsea ISD elementary and secondary campus with the highest student attendance rate for the third 6 weeks. all go down there, right? Let's just stay.
What's happening? She wanted the.
President.
City loves taking food. Careful, city meetings.
I don't need the mic, right? I don't think I need the mic. Well, we're very proud and honored this evening to recognize, we know attendance has been cold these days and everything. We try so hard to bring our kids where it's warm and loved by teachers, but anyway, I'm very proud to present tonight the attendance for the highest in the elementary campus is LBJ with a 94. Yes.
Anything but a cupcake?
He's gonna take first, and then 1, 2, 3. Uno más. Alright, everybody over here, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Got it.
Good job, man.
Great job. Great job. Keep it up.
Go get your certificate.
And for the secondary, for the third time this 6 weeks for this semester, Carlos F. Long with a 90%
Right?
1, 2, 3. Alright, ready? 1, 2, and 3. Uno más. Ready? 1, 2, yes.
Next item on the agenda is recognition of the school board.
Well, what we're gonna do is Mr. Jesse Garza is going to introduce, and I'm gonna call individual, so I think the board members can go back and we'll start with Mr. Ibarra. Mr. Ibarra, you're the stage. It is great that the state of Texas selected leadership for tomorrow's Texas. That's our theme for our board recognition month, and like I said a little while earlier, any opportunity that we have to thank our trustees, we're going to take it. We sincerely appreciate the time that each one of these ladies and gentlemen give so that they can serve our community. And so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Garza, and Mr. Garza, it's all yours. Dr. Garza.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, members of the board, Dr. Benavides. As our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Alda Benavides, has shared, January is officially School Board Recognition Month in the state of Texas. Governor Abbott issued a proclamation stating, through the ages, each generation has been called upon to strengthen our foundation and prepare the way for others. This spirit is especially evident in the education of our children, for it is through the quality education that we place students firmly on the path to a lifetime of excellence and achievement. School board members play an integral role in promoting a lifelong love of learning in the next generation by collaborating with teachers, parents, and community members. They will continue to play a key role as we strive for educational excellence in the Lone Star State. Each year, the month of January is set aside to honor school boards' many contributions and to recognize their commitment to education. At this time, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, encourages all Texans to acknowledge the more than 7,000 board members whose service represents the best of our great state. Therefore, Greg Abbott, Governor of Texas, does hereby proclaim January 2025 to be School Board Appreciation Month and urges all Texans to observe the occasion with appropriate ceremonies and activities. On behalf of EdCouch ELSA ISD, we have profound gratitude for all that you do for our students, teachers, staff, and community. Thank you. At this time, we would like to have our amazing principals present gifts of appreciation to the trustees. As your campus is called upon, please make your way down. For Carlos F. Truan Junior High School, Representative Principal Mrs. Beatriz Martinez has a gift of appreciation to our board president, Juan J.J. Ibarra. Also for our president, we also have George Jorge R. Gutierrez Early Childhood Center Principal Mrs. Norma Layton. For our Vice President, Dr. Ricardo A. Ochoa, we have Ruben C. Rodriguez Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Norma Hernandez, with the gift of appreciation. For our secretary, Fernando Torres Jr., we have Santiago Garcia Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Tabitha Trevino. For our trustee, Mrs. Cynthia Tanguma, we have Lyndon B. Johnson Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Mari Villarreal. For our trustee, Mrs. Norma Linda Peña, we have EdCouch ELSA High School Principal, Mr. Raul Valdez, with the gift of appreciation. For our trustee, Ms. Ashley Y. Vasquez, we have John F. Kennedy Elementary School Principal, Mrs. Myra Padilla.
See it, but.
I'm gonna come out all sprinkler on all the pictures.
And for our trustee, Mr. Rolando Lozano, we have PFC David Ibarra Fine Arts Academy Principal, Mrs. Laura Sanchez, along with our student, Miss Emily
that's a good
Ortega, our sixth grader.
Maybe we could have maybe a digital backdrop. Here we are.
On behalf of Ed Couch Elsa ISD, thank you for all that you do. We are very blessed to have you in our district and your leadership. Thank you.
Where are y'all? Yes. Thank you all so much. Next item on the agenda is Superintendent's Report, A, third 6-week student enrollment and attendance.
Presentation. Thank you so much. This evening, we're presenting the third 6 weeks, the enrollment and also the attendance. The enrollment is, as you can see here, you can see the different campuses. And I just want to call something, I was talking to Mr. Valdez, I just want to call something to your attention. Echo Chelsea High School has a difference of 28 students, but those 28 students are now at the academy, so that's like even out. And also at Head Start, we closed 10, the Head Start closed 10 rooms, so that's why we see a big deficit there. So those are the students that it seems like we're losing a lot, but some of those kids balance out. And then on the JEP, last year we had 1, and this year we were very proud that we don't have anybody, so that shows us a minus, but because of the difference. But as you can see, the enrollment 4352 compared to last year we had 4418, a difference of 66 students different. And you can see the individual campuses and the red numbers are where we have lost. Any questions on that? The next one is the enrollment, the attendance. As you can see there, I want to also call your attention, the last year we only had, if you can see there's very little red right on the difference, which is good. And again, the high school is 1.53, and then JEP is 100% because we don't have anybody at JEP. So and then the Head Start is 0.88 because I tell you that we lost some students there. So even though we have less students, this is important to note that as a district this year, we had 90.32 attendance rate for the whole district. Compared to last year, where it showed that we had more students, it was 89.67, a difference of 0.65. So even though we have less students, we're really trying to bring our kids in. Any questions? That's the presentation for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Next item is UTRGV and Cal Chelsea Independent School District Early Head Start Partnership Update.
Dr. Sandy Garza Ochoa is going to be making that presentation, and I know they've been working diligently to get this going, but she'll tell us all about it.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that were previous board members, this is going to be a recap, but it's also an update. So we are partnering with UTRGV. The MOU was signed last month. We, as Dr. Benavides said, we have been working to expedite this process. So one of the things, why early childhood? Why did we decide to try to venture with this? Well, research shows us that through human growth and development, really from conception all the way to age of 5, that's when kids tend to learn more. That is when, the brain is having its most growth, and essentially we want to capture the minds at that point. Why specifically Head Start? Because it is meant for, in our case, for expectant mothers or teen mothers that need the extra support so they can attend school. The type of services that are going to be provided through this program include prenatal care, include finding them the resources in the community for support, mental health services, curriculum on not only how to take care of their child, but curriculum on how they can advance not only through high school graduation but beyond, as well as curriculum for the father, so that the father can be actively engaged, be able to come to school, and just the family success, the dynamic of the family success. So with this program, even though it is from 0 to 3, the intent is that it's going to be a segue so that they can go into our pre-K 3. So the babies can come in as early as 3 weeks of life. And there is actually specific curriculum that the teachers that are going to be hired for this program have to follow. And the curriculum is the Frog Street Infant, Frog Street Toddler, and Frog Street Trees. And all of this is paid for by UTRGV. There's also the parent curriculum as well as the pregnant woman curriculum. And it is bilingual. So I wish I had had pictures to show you from before. There were 5 classrooms that were pretty much storage. The UTRGV staff has worked to really convert what was once storage into this. They provided all the supplies. So this right here is room H7, and this is what the layout looks like now. As you can see right here, we've got the cribs. So this is the layout for the infants. There's an area for the parents or for the caregivers to feed the babies, to nourish the babies. There's a changing table, and then there's also an area here as they become, more active. There's a little play area for them. So this is the infant room. We're not done yet, by the way, so it's just some of the rooms. The next slide, this is the room for the toddlers, and as you can see, there is a great deal of carpets. There's manipulatives. There's books. And there's different centers where the kids can work. The area for there is going to be a specific case manager that will work there in conjunction with UTRGV. So there is a planning area fully furnished with office equipment that will be used for this program. And we are pending the fully equipped playroom equipment that will be indoors. So there will be a total of 5 rooms dedicated for this program. I'm thrilled to announce that as of today, we have 12 babies ready to join. And we are at 20, the MOU is for 24. So in a month's time, we are at 12 babies that are going to be joining us.
And it starts when, Dr. Cho?
So, the good question. So today, hopefully you all will approve. There was interviews, and I want to thank Mr. Valdez. Mr. Valdez, along with the UTRGV staff, did the interviews, and the reason they're involved as part of the MOU is because it's very delicate with licensure. So they were able to already find 5 candidates that, again, as you'll see in the budget, is fully paid for by UTRGV. Once you all approve that, the training will start for them. It takes 20 days for licensure, so we're looking to start as early as mid-February. Now, this
Dr.
was...
real quick, I'm sorry. Where did we end up? Is it at JRG after all?
Yes.
Okay, because I know the last one, okay.
Yes,
Perfect. Thank
yes.
you.
And if you all want to go to a tour, please let us know. The UTRGV director, Dr. Medrano and Dr. Azul, are super excited to showcase it. So, please let us know because they want to share more information about the program. So right now, our MOU is for 24 students, but I do want to show you because we are already starting with 12. I anticipate it's going to go higher because we are actively engaging with Child Find. What does Child Find mean? Anyone that is still at home home that has any form of a disability or is in need of any kind of assistance, and it will eventually segue into our school, they also will qualify. So that's why we do not foresee there having any issue reaching the 24. But if we go on a budget of 16, it would be 16 slots. The ratio would be 4-to-1, 4 classrooms needed. We do have 5. And this is what, I won't go through the whole budget with y'all, but basically the teachers or the CDAs, their salary, which is covered by UTRGV, would be $24,960. They had said 4 employees. Today they recommended 5. They will cover the cost. There will be some part-time employees. And as you can see at the very bottom, the total that we would be getting would be $184,588 if we only get to the 16, but we're going to surpass it. So right here is the total breakdown. As I saw, that was like French benefits, but if we go with the cost per child, it breaks it down with how much they're covering in salaries, French benefits, office supplies, family supplies, diapers, formula, anything that they may need for the baby or the toddler. And the total that we would be getting from them would be $2,224,474. The in-kind is $56,118.50, but keep in mind, the in-kind is things like if we give them scissors, if we give them trash cans, our custodial staff, our security, my salary, because I'm the one that's overseeing it. So the in-kind is covered, utilities. It's covered by anything that we are providing. So this is not going to cost the district anything. As a matter of fact, within the next 2 weeks, they're going to be sending an appraiser to come appraise the value of what it would cost to rent out those 5 rooms. The rent, projected rent of those 5 rooms would be also part of the in-kind. So this would be if we only end up with 16 students. On the next slide, if we were to go to 24, the ratio is 4-to-1, and then the classrooms is still 4, but we have 5. And then right here again, here it would be 6 teachers, the same type of salary, 2 teachers. So all of this pretty much stays the same. So what I really want to show you is the next slide. You have it in your packet. Here, if you look at salaries, it's $176,709. The French benefits, because they will get covered through insurance, office supplies and so forth. With the 24, what the district will be getting in revenue will be $325,646. The in-kind is higher because of the fact that it's more revenue. However, again, the things that I mentioned of in-kind would also apply. And since we started a month ago, Amanda, myself, Ms. Perez met with them yesterday. What I've been doing, the work that the case managers have been doing with the recruitment, all of that is already being tabulated to add up to the in-kind. Including they're going to prorate the rent once we find that out. So again, for the in-kind, like I said, it's the facilities, the salaries, supplies, office supplies, anything that we provide. Then it's going to be taken off of the in-kind. And we did the calculation, and again, I'm very, very 100% confident that we will not be paying for anything unless you all want to pay for something, based on just what we are going to be doing through the in-kind. And so right here, I did want to showcase this because UTRGV is very selective through the process, so we were very fortunate that they selected us. This was the team. As you can see, a couple of our counselors are there. Amazing counselors. Mr. Valdez is there. Everyone else is the UTRGV team, which is comprised of professors, certified social workers, certified nurses, and all of them literally last Friday, when it was really, really cold, went out to the families and recruited, because we were having a difficult time because the girls were saying, my mom is at home and my mom doesn't want the baby to be getting sick, so my mom is going to take care of them. So it was like, nope, let's go out into the home. And so that was Friday. As I said, today we have 12 that are actively ready to go. And so this is the entire support system that we have that is going to be helping us from UTRGV to make sure that our expectant moms and our teen moms have the support that is needed, that our community makes sure that, we provide the services for our kiddos and that they become eventually little jackets. So, any questions?
That's the goal, right? How many other school districts are participating in this program?
So only 3 districts have been selected.
Do you know which ones?
Brownsville is one of them. I think PSJA was one of them, but I think that, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because those are 2 very big districts. It's
Yes.
probably 2 of the biggest districts in the valley, and it's.
And I know that I think Mission is trying to get in on the act. So they're very, very particular. Again, I want to thank Mr. Valdez because it took a lot of behind-the-scenes work to show them that we were serious about it, to show them we were committed to do it. And so, we dotted our I's, crossed our T's, and here we are.
Outstanding job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Ochoa, what if we go over? Would that affect or?
So technically we can't go over because of the MOU, but they would be able to renegotiate, but that would mean doing the application again, because it is I forgot to mention, it is a 5-year grant. So we're guaranteed this for 5 years. I did ask that question, and they said that that's something that we would have to visit at that point. But the thing is that we shouldn't, because we're supposed to be like moving the kids into our system, right? As they get to the age 3, moving them in. So they don't foresee. They said that that's never happened, and they've been doing this now for 20 years. So they've gone through 4 cycles of this, and it's never happened.
Is the program available just for EE residents or from surrounding areas, or?
So the goal is to first service our students early, like I said, through the child find. But if that does not occur, then yes, if they meet the criteria, there is a financial criteria that needs to be met. Then through the MOU, it is a possibility. But the goal is to meet the needs of our students. We are going to be working with the 18 to 25 group as well, and so I foresee that we're going to cap out
Our
just with
students
us.
have to meet a criteria?
By virtue of being students and meet the criteria.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Good job. Next item on the agenda is presentation by the City of Ed Couch on the detention pond project.
Good evening, Board President. Happy New Year to you and the board. Superintendent Benavides. My name's Eddie Symes. I'm here on behalf of the city of Ed Couch. With us today is the Mayor Gonzalez. We do have Alderman Medina and Alderman Cabrera in attendance. And then we have our city manager, Marcy Aguilar, and our assistant city manager, Andrew Perez, as well as our city planner and fire chief, Victor Nieves. What we have here in front of you today is we're making a presentation on that we had done about almost 6 months ago. And what we're looking at is we've been talking about trying to create a regional detention pond on the south side of Ibarra Middle School. And this area would take care of the northwest quadrant of Ed Couch, which includes from 107 north to the ditch, east from Llano Grande Street, and then all the way even to the west side of Yellow Jacket Drive, because you have areas at the high school and all the other facilities there do drain to the north to the ditch, but some of it also drains to the east at the intersection of 107 and Yellow Jacket Drive. This area here, if you're looking at this is basically looking at from the school south.
I'm sorry, Eddie, could you back up a little bit?
Sure.
You said that the drainage would impact, or this project would impact the flooding or the ponding on 107 and mile 4 right here by the, are we talking about the special ed building? Because that whole area floods.
Well, yes, basically, when we designed that on behalf of the school district, it became a walking trail. So that holds the water that comes from that area, and even some from the city on the west side. But when it fills up, it backs up to the intersection of Yellow Jacket and 107. So basically,
Well, what I'm talking about is the entrance going into the special ed building. That's where the ponding, I just want to know if this impacts that.
Because see, would it impact the IT building? Is that what you're talking about, or the SPED?
Well, I'm talking about the SPED because, I mean, buses have a hard time coming out of there when
That's what you're saying.
right.
when inclement weather.
Basically, when that was designed, the water goes into that pond where the walking trail is, and then goes north to a small ditch, and then a pipe that's in between the high school, and it's very small, so it holds back the water. So what happens? It backs up because there's only so much that pond can hold, and only so much that ditch north of it can convey to the east toward the ag. So what we're trying to do is what happens with us as well on the EdCal side. The streets get flooded because there's not enough capacity on the ditch that's just north of it, just south of Ibarra. So it all backs up there, and then it all backs up into the ditch that's behind the Fine Arts Center. What we're trying to do is, before it ever gets into the ditch, get it into the pond and let it hold for a long time. That way, even the school district can drain theirs. And there's a project that it's also in the works. We already reviewed the plans for the city. The drainage district is widening the ditch east of Yellow Jacket that goes north behind the Performing Arts Center. Right. So that in conjunction with this is going to alleviate a lot of the drainage. There's still another, I think there would be another project that should be considered to get the an upgraded pipe from the walking trail pond.
That's exactly what you were saying. Mr. Vara, would there be any way we can set up a workshop with all the stakeholders? Bring in the drainage district, bring in the county, bring in Congressman Gonzalez's office and the city, and let's all sit down and figure out so we can create a good master plan. Because if we can drain from that particular area in front of the special ed building all the way over here, and we can get some of them to help us out, the drainage district especially, I think why not?
I believe the city would be ready to meet with all the stakeholders that are involved. Obviously, we've spoken to the drainage district. They're looking at in-kind work for excavation.
Correct. Yeah.
Precinct's looking at putting in some monies as well, as well as the amount that we got from HUD, which was $850,000. And then to take care of the remainder, we're already programming to do the parks, the facilities that are here, to take care of those. The money that we receive from HUD will take care of the detention purposes.
Correct.
And then the rest of it will follow up with all the facilities. We're probably looking at cutting the parking lot in half. A city employee volunteered to do this, and that was fine. It worked because we got the funding. But basically, the pond would be in this area. We're looking. If I can continue,
okay,
just
sure.
a little bit. This area right here would be like a soccer field, football field that would be, also excavated. This would be like an amphitheater that would be sloping down, and the lower end would be here. This area over here would be a little lower, but not as low as these. But this is where the baseball park could be. Right here, this area would be at ground level. We'll have basketball courts and pickleball courts, a workout area, and restrooms. If we take some of this area out, we're probably even looking at putting in a sand volleyball court and any other thing. So this is conceptual, but we're obviously looking to see if there's other needs that the school district might need, because I'm pretty sure it could be jointly used. I think that it would benefit the school district and even the city of Elsa as well.
Well, I say let's get together and call for a workshop. And
my only question there is a fence included in this, right? Would it be fenced off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, we want to make sure it's protected, so there will be one.
Especially if it floods.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to go swim right away.
No problem. No, it will be included. Yes, and I guess our city manager, Marcy, would probably be getting with Dr. so that we can go ahead and have that workshop.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
That works. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Appreciate
you.
y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda are consent agenda items.
For the consent agenda, I'd like to pull out under staff travel number 3.
If there are no questions on consent agenda, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Torres. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion carries. Next item of discussion and action items. Discussion and action on to approve HB3 EdCal Chelsea High School College and Career Military Readiness Progress Monitoring.
I'm very, very happy that we have this item to report on, because I know when I got here about a year and a half ago, one of the things that I shared with the board was that we were 6th from the bottom, and that we needed to focus on improving our college career and military readiness. And I'm very happy that the high school staff, the counselors, Dr. Sandy, and everyone that has been working together as a team to improve these numbers. And Mrs. Olivares is going to be presenting, and you're going to see the difference that has been made with the focus that we've given the college career and military readiness component. Mrs. Olivares.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Just a little reminder to some of us and to our new board members, the purpose of college, career, and military readiness is to prepare our students for the future, to provide our students with the skills and resources that they need to succeed in college, the workforce, or in the military. And it is also something that is measured by the Texas A through F accountability system. This slide right here tells a story of where we were. So what you're seeing here is a comparison, a Region 1 comparison report. And as you can see, EdCal Chelsea is 7th to the bottom at 56.1% when it comes to our college, career, and military readiness. This is district data. So moving forward, you can see the progress that has been made. And a lot, like Dr. Benavides just mentioned, a lot of this has to do, or all of this has to do with the work that is being done by our high school administrators. Our counselors have been very crucial, and our staff, our teachers as well. So this slide right here, the one I previously showed you is district data. This is high school data. The difference is the district data includes our academy students. And if you're wondering, well, what did that percentage look like over the years, I pulled it out of the TAPER report. It's not in the PowerPoint, but I do have copies of the TAPER, and I will share that with you. So you saw us at that 56.1%. The following year, we went up to 68%, which was 21-22. 22-23, district 71.9%, and we do have a projection that we're going to get to in one of the slides. Again, that's district, which includes our academy students. Our Lone Star Governance House Bill 3 goals are tied directly to our high school, and we are here in the screen. We're monitoring the progress of our students as they have been graduating. Now, with the way that it works with TEA, with the accountability system, is it runs 1 year behind. So we currently don't have our 2024 data on the TAPER report, but we do have our 2024 data projected based on a system that we use here in our district, and that's the Career Craft system. That is a system that we use to monitor and track our students. So the projection that it is showing is 95%, and then you can see where we've been in the past couple of years. Over here on the side, you see a couple of items that our staff is doing to help us increase, or that has contributed to the gains that we have. We have educational planning that is occurring with their counselors and with the CCMR advisors as well. And this is one-to-one sessions that take place. Also, our seniors that are off track in the beginning of the school year are identified, and those students are placed in the Texas College Bridge course, which is a math course or a reading course. And then also the staff has been trained on how the students qualify for CCMR in our Texas A through F accountability system. And then, of course, our parents are crucial. We have parent meetings that take place, and that's where our administrators or our counselors present to our parents and create the awareness and the opportunities that are offered in our high school. Feel free to add at any point if I missed something. So we use 4 measures to measure our CCMR goal. And when I say CCMR, of course, it's college, career, and military readiness. So this slide right here, the goal that we're looking at is that the percentage of our students that are on track to graduate dual credit at the end of junior year increases from 31% this year, 2025, to 43% in 2029. So in looking at our data, you see that based on our juniors at the end of the year 2023 to the juniors at the end of the year 2024, we are already at the 30%. Some action steps, some things that our staff members are doing that contribute to these gains is they've removed some of the barriers for our students. For example, some of these classes require our students to pass the TSI. So many acronyms, right? So what our high school is doing or has begun to do is they're offering our students classes that do not require the TSI. So that allows a lot more students to participate or those that have not passed the TSI. Our counselors, again, very crucial with the work they're doing with our students. They meet with them early on to determine the future dual credit options for them, and they have those discussions. And then going back to the career craft, they monitor that through that system. And then I already shared that bullet on the bottom. Measure number 2 is the percentage of students that are not on track to be CCMR ready according to the Texas A through F accountability system in the beginning of their senior year are expected to complete that Texas College Bridge course by the end of the first semester of their senior year. And the goal is that we increase from 57% this year, 2025, and of course the goal goes up to 2029 to 75%. So currently, out of 243 seniors that were identified as being off track, we have 230 of those seniors that have either already completed the course or are completing it this semester in the spring.
That's impressive.
And then progress measure, the next one. Progress measure number 3, right here. Here we're measuring the students that are on track in their program of study to earn an industry-based certification. By the end of the junior year, the goal is that we increase from 27% in 2025 to 35% in 2029. So currently, we have our junior class from 2024, 25%, and then junior class 2025. Do you see the 25%? So it appears like, okay, we're stagnant. We did not make any gains, but we did because the accountability system changes just like it does for STAR. So let me elaborate a little more. Well, first of all, we offer 17 programs of study through our IBC. Currently, we have 328 seniors. 42 students have already completed their certification, and we currently have 41 students that are on track to complete it at the end of this year. So when I say that it changes in our accountability system, this is what I mean. There's an example right there. So for example, accountability year 2025, our students have to earn their industry-based certification plus one course that is aligned to the program of study. Following year, it goes up to 2 courses. So really our students are taking more courses than what was taken the previous year. And then progress measure 4, we cannot forget about our 8th graders that are soon going to be our incoming freshmen. So last year we did have our counselors from the entire district that pulled together and reported to our junior high and started having one-to-one career pathway meetings with all of our students. Parents were informed also. And this year, our counselors have already begun the process with our 8th grade students. So we're really hoping to see or expecting to see that once again, those meetings take place with the 100% of our 8th graders. That way when they move into 9th grade, they have already determined their pathway. And then it's just a picture of some of our students that are working in their IBC. I have Mr. Valdez here, who's been leading the work. Of course, Dr. Ochoa, overseeing our counselors, the teachers as well. We cannot forget about the work the teachers do to our students that are taking dual classes. Ms. Gonzalez, yes, of course, industry-based certification, very instrumental as well. There's tutoring that's offered to any students that are identified, to be struggling with their coursework.
I have one question. If you go back one slide. One more. One more slide.
Go back there.
Right there when it says that after 42 students have completed their IBC certification, an additional 41 students are on track. This is, of course, those 83 are out of the 328 students. So my question would be, why only 41? What stops others?
So is it fair to say that there's others that are perhaps enrolled in the dual classes?
This is in junior class, so juniors really don't test till the end of the year, but what we needed to monitor was right now. So for some of them, it's an age requirement, but that's what the projection says where we're at right now. So juniors are scheduled to test at the end of the junior year. And then some, because of the age requirement, will be at the end of the senior year.
So numbers presented right now are year to date for this year? Okay.
Which is great, we're doing great.
And I just wanted to add that in actuality, the counselors are already done. They finished before the break, and this is the second time that this happens. Before this was never happening, so I really do want to make sure that the credit is given to the counselors and to Ms. Gonzalez, because when I started last year, I asked Ms. Gonzalez to help us, and she provided the counselors all the training. And so it's been a team effort, but those counselors are on fire. It's amazing. And what 1 year has done is astronomical. And like I said, we're ready. We need staffing patterns. I've got them because we've already done our kids. They're ready.
Yeah. Well, I for one don't have questions. I just want to thank everyone involved. I mean, from Ms. Gonzalez to Dr. Ochoa, Mr. Valdez, everyone involved. We've seen, obviously there's the proof's in the pudding, right? The numbers don't lie. So thank y'all very much. Thank your staffs and thank everyone that's involved for the hard work that they put into this. I know, we can tell we can take something serious and you get it done. And this is what we can accomplish when we really put our heads to it. So thank you all very much for everything. That's all I had, and I don't know.
Ms. Olivares, how many programs do you all have, different programs?
And with IBC, we have 17 different programs that are offered.
Can you give some examples of those, just for the benefit of our new trustees, so they'll know which are some certifications that our kids get?
Yes, we did have, let's say 19 out of 21 students in November got their certification or passed their exam in the security officer certification. Then we had the dispatch certification, where it's a communications certification of dispatcher. We also had our fire training. We also have welding and cosmetology, and of course the patient care technician. We've been very successful last year, 100% passed. The patient care technician we used to have CNA, now it's patient care, where they actually can draw blood. So that's a full training that goes there, and of course they do have to go through their courses. Now this CCMR also includes not just CTE, but of course the 53 associates students that are going to graduate are projected to graduate in May.
You say 50?
53.
Oh,
Those
wow.
are projected. Now, that's the most EdCal Chelsea has had ever.
Yep.
So we're improving those. It does take a lot of work from the counselors, making sure that they coordinate with South Texas College, with the teachers here at the high school, their schedule, and of course, those are students that are also involved in extracurricular activities, whether it be mariachi or band or athletics. So there's a lot of moving parts to it, but keeping track of where everybody is, it's vital, it's very important, and making sure that as they may complete their certification and pass, and it's like, oh great, but we don't get a point until they complete their coursework, whether it be at the end of May or what have you. So that we have to be very careful in submitting all that through a sender, and it'll be sent out to PIMS, to TA. In the past, what has happened is that you get certification, oh yeah, but you needed to code it correctly, so it goes through PIMS, and TA gets that record and gives you the point for that student. And the Texas College Bridge, that's another component that we're taking full advantage on this year, which is the college prep course, math and English, and that is something that has given us a lot of CCMR points. Those students that may not be interested in IBC, are not dual enrollment students, but they will get a point because they are taking those 2 courses.
Are we looking into getting more different programs or other things?
Yes, at this point, in conversations with CTE, we're looking at the interest, and not just the interest in the students, but also in what the need is in the community and what jobs are available in the community. I know there's been a lot of talk. We want to expand our construction, automotive. There's been talk about CDL and things like that. So those are conversations that we'll continue to have.
What's your highest enrolled class? What is it?
Law enforcement.
Oh, really?
Law enforcement and health science.
That's interesting.
That's interesting, right?
I think one important component that we need to recognize and we fail to, and I apologize, but is our ROTC program. I think they've done a tremendous job with that program and getting the numbers up and getting just more students active in the ROTC program, and that goes straight into our military readiness.
That is correct.
So I really do want to recognize our ROTC program and their staff.
Sergeant Martinez and Sergeant Fontaine have been working very, very hard. And of course, we want to connect students to something, right? Whether it's not just athletics, but dual enrollment or welding, but JROTC is another component that students can gravitate to. Really, there's an increase in the numbers in the JROTC program.
And for some of y'all that aren't aware, I don't know if he's gonna do it again this year, but last year I had the opportunity to join them when they did their
runs?
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, I don't do their run.
The push-ups at the game.
I'll be there with a water afterwards, bro.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But I was there when they actually signed their enlistment. They had a ceremony at the gym.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really emotional. You had parents there crying, but it was really, really cool to see. It's the first time we had ever done it here, so if he's going to do it again, I think it'd be a great opportunity for some of us to go and witness that. It's really cool.
And before, for college, career, and military ready, all they had to do is say that they were going to enlist.
Right.
And now you have to enlist before they're able to get that
Correct.
point.
Yes, so now we have to submit the DOD form, a certain form that goes when they do enlist.
Right.
It's not just like, oh, I'm going to enlist, and they don't. You do have to show that form and upload it.
And I know that last year we had the most students.
We had the most
enlist.
students in this.
Yeah. I don't
And so-
recall the number, but.
And so go ahead.
Well, I just want to add, if you log into the high school webpage, you'll see one of our Marines picture there. He's a 2024 college graduate. His picture's there, and it says our Marine and Miguel, I think it's Salinas. Miggy, it said Miggy, and so I'm like, look, there he is, right there.
Yeah.
And of course, the big effort is to get ourselves from the bottom to the top. And you'll see in the results from last year's efforts and this year's, we're projected to be in the 90s. And so we want to be up there in the top of the valley with CCMR.
Because we were 7 from the bottom.
So we were 7th from the bottom. According to this, it would be above, we'll be in top 4, top 5.
Nice.
Now, granted, everybody else is also moving up, right? So we want to, get on the
Take
cutting
some
edge of
in.
things.
Y'all deserve
Yes,
it.
yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Very good. This is an action item, though. We need
I
a
can make a motion to approve.
motion by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Torres. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion carries. We will now convene into executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code. The board will meet in closed session under the following provisions: 551-074 for personnel matters, 551-071 for consultation with legal counsel. The time is 7:32, and we are in executive. It is 8:35, and we're back in open session. At this time, we'll proceed with any action items discussed in closed session that require a vote.
I'd like to make a motion to approve as discussed in executive session.
Second.
There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mrs. Tanguma. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries.
No action on item.
No action.
So moved. Adjournment.
Second. There's a motion made by Mr. Lozano, seconded by Mr. Flores on adjournment. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.